If your fitness journey looks like this every single year, then you need to stop before you do more damage than good. Now, my name is Harry Knights and I'm the owner of Lean for Life Coaching, where we specialize in getting busy men and women into the shape of their life without the hours of cardio and the restrictive diets. As you can see from some of the results here, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of people now lose belly fat, lose stubborn fat, build lean muscle and get in an amazing shape. I've been on my own fitness journey. Again, as you can see from the photos here, I used to be skinny fat with a lot of fat around my face, my belly, didn't have very big arms, didn't have much muscle at all, but I went on my own fitness journey and I've got myself in pretty good, decent shape, and I'm now helping hundreds and hundreds of men and women every single day get in amazing shape themselves. Now, if your fitness journey looks like this, you need to stop, because all we see here, and we see this quite a lot with guys coming into our program who have tried many things before, what we often find is that motivation is high in Q1, January, February, March, especially in January. You see New Year, you think, I'm going to try and get in amazing shape this year, and you probably think this most years. Now, what you try in this sort of section here are very restrictive diets. You try hours of cardio, you try cutting out carbohydrates, you try very restrictive, quick fixed approach, fads, these things where you might lose a little bit of weight and a little bit of water weight initially, but you're going to bounce back hard. You're going to yo-yo and regain the weight hard, especially coming off the back of December, off the back of Christmas, where we've maybe eaten a little bit more food than normal, we've enjoyed the festivities. You're going to be a little bit heavier. Now, what you'll find is when you try anything at this stage, you're going to lose some water weight and drop a few pounds pretty quickly, because you've just come off the back of Christmas and there's a lot of weight to be lost here. So what we find is that people do 75-day hard challenges, they do, fads, they do dry jam, they do different things that are very restrictive. But what happens, they lose an initial amount of water weight and think, great, weight's coming down on the scales, must be brilliant, right? But no, because what happens is you find that whatever method you're doing and you're using isn't sustainable. Cutting out food groups, cutting down on calories and really restricting yourself hard, you're not going to be able to stick at that for long. So what we find here is that you then end up hitting this plateau, you hit this wall when you fall off the wagon, you then regain all the weight that you lost in the first place. So it's pretty pointless. But then what we see is we see summer on the horizon. We think, brilliant, I've booked my summer holiday, I'm now going to try and get in great shape for that. January didn't work, but what I'll do is I'll do the same thing again, and I'll cut my calories very, very low, I'll restrict my diet, I'll cut carbs, I'll do a fad, I'll try 75-day hard. And yes, you might see again a burst of progress, a little initial burst, because motivation is again through the roof, but we can't always rely on motivation. So what happens again is you fall off the wagon. You realize that the method you used again wasn't sustainable. So you gain the weight back, and then the rest of the year is a write-off, because you see Christmas coming and you think, well, Christmas is around the corner, I'll start again in the new year. So rather than doing this, where it's a very restrictive approach, here, I probably should get a new pen for this next video, you try a very restrictive approach here, but then you gain the weight back and you fall off track, and then you try another restrictive approach here. So rather than doing restrictive approach and losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, and going on that constant cycle, instead of that, I would really, really recommend that from the start, with any fat loss phase or any diet or any program that you're doing, try and find a sustainable method. So try and find an approach here where you lose the weight, you lose the body fat on a sustainable, consistent method, and you end up getting yourself into the shape of your life. Because although it's looking quite linear there, you're going to probably find that on these journeys there's small up and downs, but you're going in the right direction, rather than these big downs and ups and a constant cycle that you see this year and year and time again. Find a sustainable method. So something where it's like a moderate calorie deficit. You eat a high protein diet, 80-20 in terms of whole foods to foods that you thoroughly enjoy. Trying to find a balance here and some moderation. An approach where you can still enjoy life, you can still enjoy social lives, you can still go out at weekends and enjoy yourself. Once you find that balance, you'll realize that you can lose body fat, you can build muscle, you can get in great shape. If you've built lean muscle through the right training methods, you'll help increase your metabolism and therefore be able to keep the body fat off for longer. So once you've found a sustainable method like this, you'll realize, okay, I've got in shape in 2025. I can now stay in shape in 2026, 2027 and beyond. So an approach that this is the exact approach that we use with all our members, a much more sustainable method of fat loss. Yes, we're not going to see a massive 6-week fat loss program where we drop a ton of weight in 6 weeks and then what happens next. That's not what we're about. We're about sustainability. We're about getting in great shape for the rest of your life. So we use our methods we use our hybrid nutrition method. So it's again about balancing that social life, some flexibility in there, understanding nutrition, how you can eat foods you enjoy whilst getting in great shape. our metabolic training methods so you can build muscle and boost your metabolism. And then obviously the whole approach is centralized around sustainability. So I hope that makes sense. Probably a pretty short video today, but I just don't want you to fall into that trap time and time again where January and February motivation's high, but then pre-summer motivation's high again. Opt for a much more sustainable solution. Now, if you want a bit more information on that, feel free to reach out, click the link down below, drop me a DM, any questions in the comments below. I'm always happy to help, but please, 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 in 2025, make sure this is the year that you go on a fitness journey that is much more sustainable than the ones you've tried before. I'll see you in the next video.